Alrighty, so the question says, or the instruction is to find the equation of the line that is parallel to y equal 3x minus 7, which goes through 4 and 4, 2. The coordinates 4, 2. Alright, so the important thing in this question here is that the equation or the line is parallel to this line here. And we know a thing or two about parallel lines. We know parallel lines are two lines that hopefully that looks kind of parallel. We know parallel lines are two lines which sadly they have a beautiful love story, but they will never meet. Two parallel lines never meet. And if two lines never meet, they will keep going on and on. That means they have the same slope. And when we talk about slope, we know we are talking about gradient. So what this question is basically telling us is that the gradient for this line that we want to find, is the same gradient for this equation that they give us here. So the gradient for the line would be 3. And since we know the gradient and they told us that the line goes through 2 points, we know we just have to use the equation, which is y equal mx plus c. And we know the gradient, or we already know the gradient, which is 3. And they told us that it passes through 2 points. So we substitute all of that to find the y-intercept. So this will be, instead of y, we'll now write back 2 is equal to gradient, which is 3 times x, which is 4, plus c. This will be 2 is equal to 3 times 4 is 12 plus c. And c is equal to, we take over this 12 to become 12 minus 2 minus 2 minus 12, which is equal to negative 10. So c is equal to negative 10. So hence the equation of this line here that we want to find will be y is equal to 3x minus 10. Alrighty, so let me move on to the second question here. So the second question says, find the equation of the line through 1, 4, which is perpendicular to the line y equal negative 3x plus 2. So the important term here, perpendicular to this line here. So the relationship between two gradients in which the lines are perpendicular is if you multiply the gradient of line 1 times the gradient of line 2, that product will give you negative 1. The product of two gradients in which the lines are perpendicular will give you negative 1. This is the relationship between two perpendicular lines, the gradient. So we know the line is perpendicular to this line here. We know the equation of straight line is y equal mx plus c. And we know the gradient for this line here would be negative 3. So we say if we multiply negative 3 by the gradient that we want to find, that will be equal to negative 1. So the gradient will be equal to, this is multiplying, so when you take it over, it will divide. So this will be negative 1 divided by negative 3. And the two negatives will cancel out, so the gradient will be equal to 1 over 3. So that is a gradient. And we know the line passes through 1 and 4. And we've been through this step so many times, we just have to substitute that into this equation. So this will be y will be 4 is equal to 1 over 3 times x, which will be 1 times, plus c. So you work this out, 4 is equal to 1 over 3 plus c. And 4 subtract 1 over 3 is equal to c. Take over this over equal sign, it becomes subtract. So when you subtract 4 from 1, let me see, 4 minus 1 over 3, that is equal to 3. 1 into this, you get 3 to 12, subtract 3 1 3, 1. This is equal to 11 over 3. So c is equal to 11 over 3. So we know c and we know m, so we substitute that. Y is equal to 1 over 3x plus 11 over 3. And if we want, we can leave this just like this, or we can multiply both sides of the equation by 3 just to get rid of this 3 at the bottom here. And the new equation that we'll have is 3y is equal to x plus this would be 11. Either one of these two equations could have worked. And that's it. That's how you find gradient of a line that is perpendicular to another line.